Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Ekmac, this is Oxygen Included. That's right, we finished the spawn. It's not partly finished, it is completely 100% ready to supply everyone with oxygen, at least until we get too many dupes for it to handle. But let's be positive, I'm not dumb enough to keep going for duplicants when we don't have the room for it. With all that said, I've decided it's about time we start thinking about expanding, and that involves disinfecting. That involves digging out this slime biome. I've set up a few buddy buds here to help keep the pollution under control, although it does mean that people are going to start having grimy hands for a while. Oh well. Someone put some stickers behind this lab desk. Oh yeah, we've also started working on making a new rocket. We don't have much clearance here, so it's not going to be a fancy rocket. It's going to be a carbon dioxide rocket, and apparently we don't have any carbon dioxide engines. Whoops. Okay, we need to do this research to get our hand on the carbon dioxide engine. No worries. Also started building this. I don't know whether the system that I've read works or not, but I won't question it. Everyone's working hard. Ooh, your morale has hit exactly equal though. Park. Ooh, darn it. I just realized why this isn't working anymore. It's because there aren't enough wild plants over here. I see the problem. So there's 1, 2, 3. We just need to extend it just far enough to take in one extra plant and we're good. So they'll get to work on that while I'm looking elsewhere. Our oxygen system isn't 100% stable. They need to flow back out because we were actually pretty close with all of our oxygen running out. We also need to brick this up. We never actually got that one. So there's just that tiny crack for all the cold air to leak in. Let's fix that. I mean, Camille doesn't care, but I do. Ooh. Oh dear. This is a hungry plug slug. I need to replace this pneumatic door with a mechanized airlock at some point. But I also don't want this plug slug escaping while I'm working on it. Research complete. Advanced gas flow. Perfect. Now, what can we build that engine out of? Because not all of them are exact. So, yeah. Some of the more rudimentary ones can be made out of base metals, so... yeah, we've got plenty of cobalt. Finish that, and then install a granite tile here. I feel like we've just dealt with two of the really big problems of the game. We have food, and we have oxygen, but not only do we have oxygen, but this oxygen is actually being supercooled, so as it flows into the rest of the base, that should help with the overheating problem that we've been having a bit of. Show me the size. 96 tiles wide. Do we have a nature reserve here? Yes, we do. It's just not far enough to the right that we could build a shipping container over there. And we can't build one over there. Not the end of the world, really. We can get rid of that and get rid of this. So actually, you're perfectly fine temperature-wise. Yeah, we don't need to finish that off, actually. Eventually, it'll start pumping polluted water into the system again, and everything will be fine over there. Because it'll start diverting excess polluted water to this bog bucket, it'll start growing up. It doesn't have a lot of radiation rads per cycle, but it should be enough to keep everything in order. Eventually, we'll get something out of it. I wish this thing told me just how much steam there is. Maybe also dig out this hydrogen vent just a little. We inspect it. Actually, there's a thing we might want to have a look about for. Is there anything that we can inspect? Nothing of interest in that locker. Nothing of interest in that locker. Just two databanks. We can also rummage wrecked satellites, but I wouldn't recommend it. Usually they have maybe an Atmos suit or a cool piece of clothing inside, but they also tend to have morbs. Morbs are a critter that you cannot ranch, and they produce slime lung infested oxygen. They also tend to spawn on their own if you leave outhouses and wash basins untended for too long. They're attracted to grit and grime. Now, there is a potential use for that. You could use them to feed puffs, and then those puffs would produce slime, which you can then turn into algae and polluted water as needed at the algae refinery. But as it is, I haven't particularly gotten to a point where I need to use them as of late. Anyway, the base is starting to look a lot nicer. We're in the O2 department. All the main areas are nice and pressured. We have a bunch of slime lung covered ladders, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so now I guess plan how I want to build my usual buildings. Five tiles wide. And then I guess use the cots for now because I don't have plastic to throw about willy-nilly. I'm sure your pressure will be fine sooner or later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Build this ladder down a bit further. Dig out this. Dig out that. Cancel these for now. It'll be fine to dig out these algae bits. It is slightly unfortunately near the bottom of the base, but given that we now have a lot of oxygen coming in, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. The reason I had the extra space to the left here is because I like to install 2 showers next to the bedrooms. That way when duplicants wake up in the morning they can run straight to the showers, get that done, and then move on with their day. Downside is that we are seeing actually a lot of slime lung all over the place. I probably should have come up with somewhere for them to wash their hands. But then again, we also have Abe here. All Artemis. Sure, they actually give random names to the rockets, and that's kind of fun. I need to think. Do I want to make a Spacefarer module, or do I want to just go for speed and radar? How much can a carbon dioxide take? So it has room for 6 more. I think, no, that's actually 2, so 6 more. We have plenty of cobalt. What we need a bit more of is a bit more refined metal, it looks like. And apparently it doesn't count lead. Okay, so we have our hydrogen vent. It is dormant. That's nice. Show me the numbers. We can have barbecue, or we could have dirt. Super duper hard digging, but nyctophobic. Digging, cooking, animal lover, green thumb. Uncultured but building impaired. I don't see anything overly interesting there, so I guess... Barbecue for Stinklin. Oh, also the Sweetles hatched. They're hungry, but they aren't in trouble. Okay, overly indulgent in floral scents. We can clear out more of the slime. I guess they expect you to use this floral scents trick for the buddy buds because that's where you get the slime biome is where you get the buddy buds. Maybe I shouldn't have deleted this. I should have just left the plans there as they are. Ooh, slime lung got back into the system. Let's see if we can head it off at the pass, so to speak. Wait, what's this set up to? This is plugged into the... Okay. Okay, that's why it's under such maintenance. It's because it's what's applying the spawn. Yeah, the gas reservoir's already starting to build up a bit. And Buddy Bud Seed immediately. Cancel. You need to go install that seed so that we can get this slime lung. We need to keep it from reaching the lower areas and getting out of hand. Alright, that small catch is dealt with now. Right, there's the problem with this one, it's that we just can't build up enough power. Because it is using up 240 here, 240 there. That's more than a single manual generator can provide for. Not a lot of power, but it is power. Oh, he's fine. Right, we should probably dig out a bit further over here. The more sleet wheat we have in good condition, the more food. The more food, the longer I have before something goes terribly wrong. And we need somewhere to store the rust in the mafic rock. You know what? I think Liam might deserve a better hat now. And I guess exosuit training, because why not? The less time we have with the Atmo suits out of order, the better. Oh, ooh, okay, molten lava egg. I've probably shown this off before, but I still like the idea of it, so I'm going to show it off again. Molten lava, molten slicksters take carbon dioxide, but they produce petroleum instead of crude oil. That you don't have to run it through the petroleum refinery. Or oil refinery, I guess is the name. Saves a lot of power, and so they're very power efficient. It's a good idea to try and have them, if you're going to ranch slicksters, best to make them all molten slicksters. Do we lack insulator? Is that what it is? Let's ship over all our ceramic. Yeah, this base is looking perfect now. It isn't, but it's looking a lot nicer than it was for a moment. Okay, one copper robo miner. But give it a bunch of igneous rock, so. Okay, maybe we don't need that to be an emergency dig. We can just have it at level 6. Who needs skills? Auto. Exosuit training. Easy. Oh, we made that out of copper ore. That risks overheating a little bit. Not guaranteed, but it is a thing to keep in mind that we might have picked the wrong element to cage that in. Slimeling is under control. And time up again. Darn. Nothing interesting happened, but right now we're just riding the high of having our self-powered oxygen maker up and running. Sooner or later it's going to start needing to cool itself down with this steam turbine, but till that point arrives, we're good. Until next time, guys, take care, and we'll see you all around. We really need to do something about this super infectious slime.